welcome to Tutoratti. I am Nanika and you are studying English with me. So today we will be doing a new topic called Subject-verb agreement. Actually, it's not very new. You have done a part of it in 9th standard, but today we will be doing it in detail. So first of all, let us understand why we need to study this. In your exam, you get a topic or you get questions on error correction and omission. Now, subject-verb agreement is a part of that. Alright, you'll never be getting separate fill in the blanks. Okay, but in error correction and omission, that is the topic you need the most. So for that, first we'll understand what is the meaning of these three words: subject, verb and agreement. Okay, so students, can you tell me what is the meaning of the word subject? Okay, so whenever we write a sentence, for example, if I write, he eats a cake. So which is the subject of the sentence? The person or the thing we are talking about. So here we are clearly talking about he. So he is the subject of the sentence. Alright. Now we'll move on to verb. What is a verb? As you have studied in standard 9, verb is any action or a state of being or a state of having. So here clearly we can see the state of being or the state of having or the action word is eats. So it is the verb. Now what do we mean by agreement? Okay, means two people can agree together. How will two things agree with each other? So we have only one rule for that. That is, a singular subject will take a singular verb and a plural subject will always take a plural verb. So as you can see, he is a singular verb. Alright, now you may ask that, okay, we had already learnt in standard 9 that whenever we add an s to a word, it becomes plural. So how come are you saying eats is singular? So please keep in mind, kids, that rule which you have studied, that without an s it is singular and with an s it is plural, that is only in the case of nouns. Nouns, person, places, things, feelings. Only in those cases will you say that without an s it is singular and with an s it is plural. In case of verbs, it is the vice versa. Without an s it is plural, with an s it is singular. So students, eats is a singular verb. Alright, and hence the subject and the verb is agreeing with each other. This is called subject-verb agreement. Now, let us write they. They dash a cake. So kids, they is a plural pronoun. Alright, so we need a plural verb with it. So what will I write? They eat a cake, which is also plural. So this is called subject-verb agreement. Okay. Now students, can you tell me which one is correct? Which sentence is correct? Please think. So now you can see both the sentences are grammatically correct. Why? In the first one, the players of our team are efficient. Which is the subject? The players. And which is the verb? It is are. And in the second one, the player is the subject and is the verb. So the players is agreeing with are and the player is agreeing with is. So this is called subject-verb agreement. A plural subject takes a plural verb, a singular subject takes a singular verb. This is the basic rule that you need to remember, students. But now, a lot of times what happens is, what if you are not able to identify which one is the subject of the sentence? For example, if I say, the group of girls dash laughing. Now, some of you might argue that it will take a singular verb. Why? Because there is only one group. The group is laughing. And on the other hand, some of you might say that no, since the noun is girls, the group of girls are laughing. So here what is happening? You are not able to identify which one is the subject of the sentence. whether the subject of the sentence is group or the subject of the sentence is girls. Alright, so now when such a problem arises, students, now what do we need to do? For that we need to keep in mind some important rules. When you apply those rules, each and every sentence you get in error correction and omission, if it is related to subject-verb agreement, it will be one of those rules. Okay, so let us go on and see the first rule. A singular subject demands a singular verb, a plural subject demands a plural verb. That is the simple principle behind subject-verb agreement. So this, as I already told you, this is the basic rule which you always need to keep in mind. However, in exceptional circumstances, we will keep in mind another few rules. The first one, two singular nouns joined with and expressing different ideas. Now, first of all, we'll understand the meaning of this. Two singular nouns. Students, tell me, which are the two singular nouns? Think. Tom, Jerry, right? Joined with and. Tom and Jerry, these two people are joined with and expressing different ideas. Now, what is the meaning of different ideas? We are talking about Tom as a different person and Jerry as a different person. Both of them are two distinct individuals, so they are expressing two different ideas. So, whenever you get a sentence where there are two singular nouns, mind you, okay, two singular nouns joined with and expressing different ideas. Now, students, please keep in mind that you cannot confuse and with the other conjunctions. Now, some of you might say that and, as well as, furthermore, in addition to, moreover, these are also substitutes of and. Please remember, this rule is only and only for and. We'll study the rules for the other conjunctions. Okay. So, if it were Tom as well as Jerry dash something, then you apply a different rule. This rule caters only to sentences which are joined by and. Okay. So, in this case, whenever two singular nouns are joined by and expressing different ideas, means there were two different people, the pronoun the verb used to be in the present tense. So, to be, that means we need to use is or will be, so we will use are. Okay. So, the rule is whenever two singular nouns joined with and expressing different ideas, the verb is always plural. Always plural. Alright. One more. Karan and Arjun dash taken a rebirth. Now, what do we need to use? Use to have in the present tense. Okay. Which are the two singular nouns? It's Karan, Arjun, joined by and, dash taken a rebirth. So, what is the rules, children? Two singular nouns, Karan, Arjun, joined by and. Karan is a different person, Arjun is a different person. So, the verb always has to be plural. Now, which is the plural verb? Has or have? Yes, it is have. So, Karan and Arjun have taken a rebirth. Now, moving on to the next rule. Two singular nouns joined with and expressing similar ideas. Now, students, please observe. In the first rule, we have done two singular nouns joined by and expressing different ideas. Now, in the second rule, what if those two different nouns, two singular nouns, express a similar idea? Now, let's look at an example. Tom and Jerry dash my favorite cartoon. Now, in the first example, we had done Tom and Jerry are best friends. There, we were talking about Tom as a different person and Jerry as a different person. Now, in this one, Tom and Jerry dash my favorite cartoon. Here also, there are two singular nouns, Tom, Jerry, joined by and. Again, this rule also you will apply only and only if those two singular nouns are joined by and. Okay, please keep that in mind. Now, in this one, are we talking about Tom as a different person and Jerry as a different person? No, we are talking about Tom and Jerry as a whole, as a name of a cartoon show. Tom and Jerry dash my favorite cartoon. Here we don't care about Tom as a different person and Jerry as a different person. We are talking about it as a whole. So in this case, they are expressing both Tom and Jerry. They are singular nouns joined by and, but they are expressing a similar idea. It is a whole thing. So here the verb will always be singular. Alright. Next one. Slow and steady dash the race. Now again, which are the two singular nouns? Slow, steady, right students? Slow, steady. Now you will say they are not different people. Yes, slow, steady are two qualities. They are two adjectives, right? Now what is happening? Let's see. Slow, steady, they are both singular joined by and. So definitely they are expressing a similar idea. Right? We are not talking about two different people. We are saying slow and steady dash the race. Means if you are slow as well as steady, only then you can dash the race. Alright. Now of course, as you all know, as the proverb goes, we need to understand what to put there. Win or wins. Now how does the logic work there? Now this is a blank for the verb, right? And as I told you at the beginning of the session, in the case of verbs, if there is an S, it is singular, and if there is no S, it is plural. Alright. So what do we need here? We need the singular verb here because both of them are expressing a similar idea, right? So it is wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Alright. So let's revise the first two rules. First one, two singular nouns joined with and expressing different ideas. When there are different ideas, there are two different things, so the verb is plural. When two singular nouns are expressing a similar idea, there is one single thing and the verb is singular. Okay students, moving on to the next rule. When two singular nouns are joined by either or, neither nor, alright, we say that either the chairs or the tables need to be cleaned. Alright, so in those cases, what do we need to use? Let's see. Either the dog or the cat dash been here. Now please do not confuse yourself students. In case if the sentence contains either or neither and nor, the verb is singular always if there are two singular nouns. Now as you can see, dog, cat, both are singular, alright. It's either the dog or the cat. दोनों एक साथ नहीं आए, alright. It's either the dog or the cat. So it is always singular. So used to have in the present tense has been here. Neither she nor I. Used to need in the present tense. Neither she is singular, I is also singular. So we will say neither she nor I need your help. Now students, you might say that ma'am, in the beginning of the session you told us that whenever in the case of verbs, if there is an S, it is singular. This is the place of a verb. Now you will say that it is written you have to use the singular verb, but singular verb to needs hota hai. That students is only in the case of the second person and the it's only in the case of third person pronouns, not in the case of first and second person. Okay, you never say I needs your help. No, you always say I need your help. Okay, so a better way, an even better way to remember it is whenever you see the sentence carrying either or neither nor, forget about the first pronoun. Just forget about it. Don't look at the first pronoun. Cover this up. Just see the next part of the sentence. What would you say? If you read the sentence from here, if you read it from here, what would you say? The cat has been here or the cat have been here? Definitely you will say the cat has been here. Whatever goes with the nearest blank, okay, you write that. Next one. Neither she nor I, forget about neither and nor. Read only the second part of the sentence. Cover until here. I dash your help. What would you say? I need your help. If it is I need your help, you just write need. Okay, an even better way to remember this. Moving on to the next one. When two plural nouns are joined by either or, neither nor, the verb is plural. As in the previous one, we saw that when two singular nouns were joined, the verb was singular. When two plural nouns are joined, the verb is plural. Let's see, either the dogs or the cats have been here. Alright, why? Because cats is plural. As I told you, a better way to remember is, don't read the first part of the sentence when it is carrying either an or, just read from here. The cats have been here, just write have. Alright, next one. But if the number of both the nouns is different, the verb will take the number of the noun closer to the verb. So, let's look at an example. Either the teacher or the students dash aloud used to be in the present tense. Now, as you can see, students, please observe, the teacher is singular and students is plural. What have we done before this? Both the nouns were singular or both the nouns were plural, right? Now, in this case, one noun is singular, one noun in plural. In that case, also students, you can just blindly apply that rule. Which rule? You do not read the first part of the sentence, just look at the last part of the sentence. Whatever goes with the last part, you write that. Okay, so it's either an or, so we cover until or. What will you say? The students is allowed or the students are allowed? What would you say? Obviously, the students are allowed, so just write the students are allowed. Don't bother about what is written here. Alright, next one. Either the teachers or the student. Now see the difference. In the first one, teacher was singular, and in the second one, teachers is plural. And here students was plural, here student is singular. Again, don't bother about the first part of the sentence, just forget it. Cover until or. The student dash allowed. The student is allowed or the student are allowed? Obviously, the student is allowed. So, in case of either or and neither nor, as we have studied 3 rules, students, you can just remember one simple rule, that this verb, the blank, will always agree with the nearest noun. If the nearest noun is plural, the verb is plural. If the nearest noun is singular, the verb is singular. Forget about the first noun, we don't have to bother anything about it. Next one. Indefinite pronouns. First of all, understand what are pronouns. Pronouns are words which can be used in place of nouns. Okay. Sheetal goes to school. In place of Sheetal, you can say she goes to school. So, she is a pronoun which is defining Sheetal. So, when I say she goes to school, that she points out to a specific person called Sheetal. So, that is a definite pronoun. Alright. But if I say someone broke the window, do I know who that someone is? No. It's indefinite. So, indefinite pronouns such as everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, none, nobody, each one, always take a singular verb. So, students, you just remember in any sentence, if you see everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, none, nobody, or the word each, it will always be singular. The verb is always singular. For example, each of the project partners dash responsible. The options are is, are, am. Now, definitely students, you will not make a mistake by writing am. So, definitely we can strike it out, but a lot of students make mistake. They get confused by partners. They say each of the project partners are responsible. Now, students, please don't confuse yourself that when I said that you need to cover the first part of the sentence, that rule does not apply here. You don't bother about the first part of the sentence only if it involves either and neither. Alright. In other cases, you take the full sentence. Okay. So, in this one, do not make a mistake by covering this part up and you say partners are responsible. So, you write are. No, students. You can cover the first part of the sentence only if it involves either or and neither nor. Okay. Right. Each of the project partners dash responsible. So, for this one, remember these indefinite pronouns. Everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, or each one. Whenever you see these pronouns in any sentence, irrespective of पार्टनर और पार्टनर्स, कुछ भी रहने दो. You have seen each, it is directly singular. All right, you have seen each, so it is singular. Don't care about whether it is partner or partners or whatever it is, right? Next one. Someone has to be responsible. Why has? Because someone, you have seen someone, it's there. It will always take a singular verb. Someone has to be responsible. Alright. So this rule, students, is very important as each of the project partners are responsible. आपके एग्जाम में ऐसा लिखा होगा तो definitely most of you will not notice because it sounds correct, right? Each of the project partners are responsible. You will never feel that it is wrong. On the other hand, if I say Sheetal are eating a cake, that pricks your ears. It sounds incorrect. Sheetal are eating a cake नहीं हो सकता. Sheetal is eating a cake. But this one will not prick your ears. Each of the project partners are responsible. सुनने में correct लगता है, but since it carries each, it has to be singular. Okay, so students, be very careful about this rule. All right. Next one. When two nouns are joined by with, as well as, along with, or accompanied by, the verb is singular if the first subject is singular. Now, students, you remember the first rule we did? Which was the first rule we did? Rules catering to and. Remember Tom and Jerry? The first one was Tom as a different person, Jerry as a different person. In the second one, Tom and Jerry as a whole. That time I had told you that you cannot substitute and with as well as, along with, accompanied by. Although in conceptual English, when you talk in English, when you speak, and with, as well as, along with, accompanied by, moreover, all these mean the same. Okay, it gives the same connotation, but in grammar it is distinctly different. Okay, those two rules apply only to and. Now, if two singular nouns or two plural nouns, any two nouns are joined by with, or as well as, along with, or accompanied by, then we will see what we need to do. For example, the house with its furniture dash insured. So definitely we can strike out am. Alright, am to nahi ho sakta. Now we will see what we can put. You remember the rule of either or and neither nor? What did I tell you, students? In case of either or and neither nor, what happens? The verb agrees with the nearest noun. You forget about the first noun, right? Second noun जो है उसी के साथ agree करता है. But for this one, whenever two nouns, which are the two nouns here? House, furniture. These two are joined by with, right? House and furniture is joined by with. So the verb will agree with the first noun. House, it's singular. So the verb also is singular. Please do not confuse. In case of either or and neither nor, the verb will agree with the nearest noun. In case of with, as well as, along with, and accompanied by, the verb, the blank, will agree with the first noun. Second noun हमको देखना नहीं है. Alright. The ship along with its crew dash lost. Alright. Now, which are the two nouns? Ship and crew. Okay. The blank is over here. Will we look at this one? No. अगर either or neither nor होता तो इसके साथ agree करता. Alright. But it is joined by along with. So this verb will agree with the first noun. The ship. Alright. The ship is singular. So the verb is always singular. Did you understand? Okay. Next one. Some nouns are plural in form but singular in use. Now what do we mean by this? Some nouns are plural in form. In form means वो सुनने में plural लगता है, but the usage is singular. Alright, let's see an example. Politics dash a dirty game. Now the word politics, it has an S, right? बचपन से हमको सिखाया गया है that whenever there is an S in the sentence, it is plural. So politics सुनने में plural लगता है. Politics, it sounds plural, but actually it is a singular noun. So we'll use the singular verb, students. Politics is a dirty game. Okay, the news dash true. News NEWS है ना उसमें, news सुनने में it is plural, all right, but actually news is always singular. Now some of you might say that ma'am what if हमने एक न्यूज़ सुना या 10 न्यूज़ सुना, कैसे पता चलेगा? सो आपने एक न्यूज़ सुना हो या 10 न्यूज़ सुना हो, न्यूज़ इज ऑलवेज सिंगुलर. ओके, न्यूज़ यू कैन ट्रीट इट एज इंफॉर्मेशन, इट इज ऑलवेज सिंगुलर. सुनने में ये प्लूरल लगता है, बट न्यूज़ के साथ यू ऑलवेज यूज सिंगुलर वर्ब. द न्यूज़ वॉज ट्रू. ओके, अगेन दिस इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रूल. लाइक द नेम ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स, मैथमेटिक्स, physics, okay, these subjects have a plural connotation. s रहता है ना लास्ट में. इकोनॉमिक्स सुनने में वो प्लूरल लगता है, बट एक्चुअली इट इज अ सिंगुलर नाउन. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, नेक्स्ट वन, collective nouns. Now what are collective nouns? First of all, you remember the example I gave you at the beginning of the session, the group of girls dash laughing. So it is a group of girls, it's a collection. Okay, collective nouns you have studied in your 7th and your 8th standard, okay, if you remember. So a group of girls, a swarm of bees, these are collective nouns. Now let us look at the rule. Collective nouns, if singular, take a singular verb. Now again this is very easy, this is the basic rule of subject verb agreement. कलेक्टिव नाउन्स अगर सिंगुलर है तो इट विल टेक अ सिंगुलर वर्ब, कलेक्टिव नाउन अगर प्लूरल है तो इट विल टेक अ प्लूरल वर्ब. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द प्राइड ऑफ लायंस. ओके, नाउ यू माइट से टू स्लीप हमको यूज करना है, दैट मीन्स वी आर कंफ्यूज्ड वेदर वी शुड यूज इज स्लीपिंग और आर स्लीपिंग. ओके, सम ऑफ यू माइट से मैम लायंस है ना, तो लायंस आर स्लीपिंग होगा. But here students, we are not talking about the lions, we are talking about the pride of lions. Here pride doesn't mean the adjective pride. Okay, the pride of lions means the group of lions. How many groups are there? There's only one pride of lions. So अगर sentence ऐसा होता, the lions dash sleeping, then definitely the lions are sleeping. But here since we are talking about the lions in terms of a collective noun pride, so the collective noun is singular. अगर the prides होता तो plural होता, pride है तो singular. The pride of lions is sleeping. The team dash left. Now you might say मैम team तो अकेले नहीं होता, team में बहुत लोग होते हैं ना. Team में there might be 5 people, there might be 10 people. All those people have left. People के बारे में, members के बारे में अगर बात किए तो they have left. But how many teams are there? अगर 5 लोग हैं तो भी you form only one team ना. तो the team means only one team. Singular है so we'll use has. The team has left. Now think अगर ऐसा होता the team members dash left, तो yes, then we are talking about team members. हम team members की बातें कर रहे हैं तो the team members have left. But if we are talking about the team as a whole, it is singular. So collective nouns, if the collective noun is singular, it takes a singular verb. If the collective noun is plural, it will take a plural verb. We'll see an example of that as well. The bunches of grapes dash stale. Now here we, अगर सेंटेंस ऐसा होता द बंच ऑफ ग्रेप्स मीन्स जितने भी ग्रेप्स हो, बट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ओनली वन बंच, राइट, तो तब होता इज स्टेल. बट हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वेरियस बंचेस, मेनी बंचेस, तो द बंचेस आर स्टेल. ओके, let us look at an exercise. You need to use the correct form of the verb. Verb, state of being, state of having, and an action word. Alright. First one, a list of guests dash prepared. The options are was and were. Think. Which rule will we apply? The collective noun rule, right? So here are we talking about the guests? No, we are talking about a list of guests. Guests के बारे में बात नहीं हो रही है. We are talking about a list. How many lists are there? Only one list. Okay. So a list was prepared. Second one, everyone dash invited. Think which rule? Indefinite pronouns always take a singular verb. We studied the rule. Indefinite pronouns such as someone, somebody, no one, nobody, everyone, everybody and each always take a singular verb. So everyone always takes a singular verb. So everyone was invited. Akash and Subhash dash going for a walk. Which rule, students? The first rule. Two singular nouns joined by and expressing different ideas. How different ideas? Here we are talking about Akash as a different person and Subhash as a different person. So Akash and Subhash, two different ideas, singular joined by and. Students, the verb is always plural. Akash and Subhash were going for a walk. Next one. Neither the boys nor the girls dash well. Now students, what did I tell you? In case of neither and nor, what do we need to do? You cover the first part of the sentence. We don't care. Read from here. The girls dash well. The girls behave well. आप ऐसा ही बोलोगे ना. The girls behaves well आप नहीं कहोगे. Forget about the first one. The girls behave well. So that is the answer. Aksha and Isha dash sisters. Now this one is very easy. Aksha, singular noun. Isha, again singular noun. Both of them are two different individuals. They are joined by and. So students, the verb is always plural. The first rule. Next one. Either cash or check dash accepted. Remember what I told you? In case of either and or, we don't care about the first part of the sentence. Cover it. Check is accepted or check are accepted? Obviously it is check is accepted. The best part of doing exercises dash that we feel fresh. Is that we feel fresh or as are that we feel fresh? Now please remember, here we are not talking about exercises. Exercises is plural. So exercises are that we feel fresh nahi hoga. We are not talking about exercises. The subject of the sentence is the best part of doing exercises. The best part. Now the best part is only one part, right? The best part is that we feel fresh. Maths dash taught by Professor Khanna. Is or are. Now that rule. Some nouns are plural in form but singular in use. Maths, it's plural in form. सुनने में वो plural लगता है. Mathematics, maths. Because there is an S, it sounds plural but actually it is singular. So maths is taught by Professor Khanna. The missing persons list dash been put up. Has or have. Are we talking about those missing people or the persons? No, we are not talking about this. We are talking about the list. The missing persons list. There is a list whose topic is missing persons. हम उन लोगों के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे. We are talking about the list that has been put up. So how many lists are there? There is only one list, right? So the missing persons list has been put up. The singular one. And the last one for today, all dash invited for the party. Now tell me, all dash invited for the party. All matlab kitne log? Everyone, right? So all are invited for the party. I hope students you have understood this. Alright, now let's revise the rules once. The first one caters to and. Okay, two singular nouns joined by and. If though there are two different ideas, verb is plural. If there are two similar ideas, the verb is singular. Alright. Next one, in case of either or and neither nor, the verb agrees with the nearest noun. Either or neither nor के case में cover the first part of the sentence, second part के साथ जो भी agree कर रहा है, that is the answer. Third one, indefinite pronouns. Indefinite मतलब the pronouns जो किसी specific person को indicate नहीं करते. Alright, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, everyone, everybody, each. Alright, these things will always take a singular verb. And the last one which you need to remember is collective nouns. Whenever we are talking about a group, if the collective noun is singular, the verb is singular. If the collective noun is plural, the verb is plural. So the question which I asked you at the beginning of this session, the group of girls dash laughing. Here the subject of the sentence is not girls, it is the group. भले ही गर्ल्स बहुत सारे हैं लेकिन हम उन गर्ल्स के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वन ग्रुप ऑफ गर्ल्स. सो द ग्रुप ऑफ गर्ल्स इज लाफिंग. रिमेंबर इन योर एग्जामिनेशन अगर ऐसा आया द ग्रुप ऑफ गर्ल्स वर लाफिंग और आर लाफिंग, वो आपको सुनने में गलत नहीं लगेगा. सो बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल बिकॉज देयर वाज अ कलेक्टिव नाउन इन्वॉल्व, ग्रुप which is singular, you have to correct it as the group of girls is laughing or was laughing, whatever, in the present tense or in the past tense. Alright, so this was all about subject verb agreement. If you follow these rules, you are never going to get it wrong. Alright, so in our next session we are going to study the topic change the voice, which you have already studied in 9th standard as active and passive. We'll delve deeper into it and we'll study it in detail. So please like, share and subscribe. It would be amazing if you could do that.